a total of about 15 questions. So if you're watching this later in the future and you have further questions, feel free to comment and put them in the comment section or DM me, and maybe we'll make a part 2 one day. I'm answering these in no particular questions. No particular order. My bad. That's one. And give everybody 5 more minutes to come join me. And then I'll start answering the questions. Like I said, this will be up for at least 2 weeks. So if people can't make it or just didn't know about it, they can be able to see the questions. I was going to say I got a slight feeling this one person is my husband. Hello, Mr. Davis. Hope you stay in because the first question is going to be partially about you. You are so silly. Thank you. 2 more minutes. Hello, whoever that is that just clicked in. Okay, it is now 12:05. So let me begin. Hopefully we get more people to join. If not, it'll be up. First question. Is it easy or difficult being married to another creative? That's kind of going both. I can go both ways with that. It's easier because there's certain things that I learned from Troy. But it's difficult. Actually, this is a two-part question. But it's difficult when he just always comes up with ideas. And I feel like that it's like, okay, you're doing too much, Troy. The second part is, do you guys bounce ideas off each other? Let me re-say that again. Do you bounce off ideas off each other? Yes and no. I wouldn't really say we bounce off ideas off each other. We just support each other. I listen to his beats and give him comments. If he listen, he listen. And sometimes he gives me ideas for my books, and I just go put my special shine on it. Next question. Hey, Rated M. What excites you the most about being an author? That's a good question. I think it's when people look at me in a different light. I enjoy writing the book, but when people actually read it and say, okay, we didn't see that in you, or that can relate to me, then it makes me a little satisfied. This is the opposite. What is the most difficult part about writing your upcoming book? Okay. My upcoming book won't be out till next year, but I think I got one or two more questions about upcoming books. So when we mention upcoming books, we're going to start with this one. This is out already. It's been out for almost a year, but I don't think too many people has it because I didn't have any, excuse me, hard copies until recently. This is my book, Life Choices. And I wouldn't say it was a difficult part about writing it, but any of my books, it's the timeline, making sure everything makes sense and sticks with the timeline. I would want it to be, okay, this person started out at 21, and then 4 years later, I'm still talking about them as they're 21. So with this one, it was just making sure because most of my books, I don't have like exact dates of everything. So this one, this one and all of them, I had to make sure that everything lined up as far as going back to say, okay, how was she this time or whatever, how was she that time? So. Next question. What's the most challenging part of the process of writing and publishing a book? Well, I guess I kind of answered part of that one. Writing the book or whatever is always the timeline. Or I guess with my series, this one, moving on, it was the children part. Like, even though I'm around children all the time, I didn't know how to write about children and their actions and everything else because I don't have any. Publishing a book, I wouldn't say it's challenging as much. It just depends on how I want it set up. Like, most people may have their books just put out or whatever, but I like to have my books, every chapter has its own page. So going back for formatting the book will probably be the most challenging part. Okay, this is another two-part question. Where do I get my inspiration? I guess basically life. I like to I don't always intend to write books that relate to people, but they always relate to somebody. Somebody can relate to it and say, okay, I heard about that, or that's come from me, or I can relate to that. So I just get my inspiration for life. And are any of your books based on true stories or personal stories? The only one that's based on a true story or my life is I Am Not Hip Hop. That's my experience in hip hop, because I felt kind of nervous when I first started with the hip hop world and write my books. I didn't know how to talk to people, so I felt like that was the crossroads to say, okay, I got a book about my experience, and I'll show that's also available on Amazon. Excuse me. But not really personal or true stories. It's just the rest of them is like has different pieces of that I've heard or other people have experienced. Let's see. Outside occasional writing block. Can't even read my own damn words. What other challenges did you face when starting a new book? I actually wouldn't call me having writer's block. It's just because my stories come to me in waves. So I could just sit a book down or whatever and then come back to it later on, or take notes and put it all together. But what was the question there? Challenges. I wouldn't say I have a challenge in writing the book, but I probably say as far as coming up with a marketing plan is always my biggest challenge. Did you always know you were going to be a writer, or did life lead you in that direction or down the path? It was life, because being an author was never, it was not almost the people say on my bingo card. I didn't think anything about writing or anything. It just kind of happened one day. I came up with a story in my head. Well, I actually came up with a story in my head. The story started out as me going to sleep. And then I was like, thought to myself that was a good idea, so I started writing it down. And then more time passed, and it became a story. But that's where my series came from, because I didn't know where it ended at. So I didn't want it to be too long, like the book I showed you earlier. So I just put it into a series. So to answer that question, life led me down this path, because once I started writing, everything just popped up. Troy give me ideas, people from work give me ideas, and it eventually come a book, or it just sit on the back burner. Are you considering turning any of your books into a film or series? Yes. I don't know which ones yet. I actually have a script. I actually have a script for my book, same name. I actually considered turning my series into my book series into actual series. And Troy wants me to turn The Soul Within into a series, because he likes horror. So yes, I considered it. It probably will one day, since we have filming distribution on Architect. So yes. We only have 3 questions left. If anybody's watching and want to ask me any more questions that I didn't answer, feel free. Like I said, if my time permits, I'll make another one. Okay. How long did it take before you received? How long did it take before you received money for your published books? That actually depends on, because I have my books on 2 different sites. On Drafted Digital, you have to get up to a certain threshold before you receive money. And it started out with on Amazon that you get, it goes every 3 months after your book has been purchased. But for some reason, for the last couple of months, I think it's Troy's Prop, every month we get paid for our sales. So I don't know if they changed it or what. It's usually a threshold on Digital Draft, but Amazon is every month now after you receive a book sale. Okay. What things do you focus on or center yourself while working on a book? Free time. What things do you do to focus or center yourself when working on a book? Excuse me. Let's see. I can't really say that I have anything to center myself. I just know it's got to be quiet, I guess you could say, quiet, and just to myself, my thoughts. But like I say, most of my books, it's like me just putting my notes together from stuff that pops in my head. But when I put it all together, I guess just a quiet spot, maybe a beverage, non-alcoholic, and just my laptop or my phone. And last question. What should readers expect from your upcoming book? Again, this will be considered my upcoming book because I'm not ready to discuss the one that's coming out next year yet. So what can they expect? A story that's relatable. The title is called Life Choices. And people make choices every day. Some's good, some bad. So what happens when I'm actually going to read. There's a time in everybody's life where they make the wrong choice. But how do you know you made the wrong? Well, how do you know it was the wrong choice if you never made it? So the story's about. This is probably the most relatable story that I've written because everybody make choices, whether they're good, bad. Some people agree with them, some people don't. So just realistically, yeah. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for everybody who sent questions, who showed up, and who will see this in the future. If anybody else have any questions, feel free to write them down, and I might do a second one. Till next time.